Hey everyone, welcome back to Patch Out Tech. Here we dive into the world of tech, AI, and everything that helps us stay ahead of the curve. If you're as excited about the future as I am, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Introduction. In recent years, GitHub Copilot has evolved from a straightforward code assistant to a powerful development companion. With its latest update, Copilot now enables developers to select specific AI models for different tasks within the development lifecycle. This new functionality allows Copilot to adapt to the unique demands of each stage, from architectural planning to inline code recommendations and comprehensive documentation. This shift builds on foundational techniques explored in my previous articles on prompt engineering, where we delved into the art of crafting prompts that guide AI effectively. Techniques like incremental detailing, few-shot prompting, and chain of thought are incredibly effective for content generation, but they also have powerful applications in development. As we move through each stage of the software lifecycle, these techniques serve as valuable tools to fine-tune interactions with GitHub Copilot, helping us make the most of each model's capabilities. In this guide, we'll walk through each stage of the development process, referencing the specific prompt techniques that align with different tasks. By understanding how to harness both the strengths and trade-offs of each model and applying proven prompt engineering strategies, you'll be able to use GitHub Copilot as a development assistant in ways that were previously limited to manual input. By the end of this article, you'll have a comprehensive strategy for leveraging GitHub Copilot's model selection feature, along with advanced prompting techniques to optimize your workflow. Whether you're handling high-level architecture, routine coding, or detailed documentation, this guide will help you select the best model and prompting method for every part of your development process. 1. Setting up project architecture and pre-coding design. Defining the foundation. O1 preview for architecture and design. In any software project, a solid architectural foundation is essential. This phase involves defining the project's high-level structure, including module interactions, data flow, dependencies, and overall system design. The goal here is to create a clear, well-thought-out framework that guides development and minimizes potential issues down the line. For these tasks, O1 Preview within GitHub Copilot is the ideal model, as it excels at complex multi-step reasoning. Why O1 Preview? O1 Preview is specifically designed for tasks that require deeper reasoning, making it perfect for architectural planning. It's capable of analyzing interconnected components and anticipating how they'll interact across the project's lifecycle. Although its inference speed is slower than other models due to the time it spends on each decision, this deliberate approach is a valuable asset in the pre-coding phase, where clarity and accuracy are more important than speed. Applying prompt techniques for architecture. This phase also benefits greatly from advanced prompting techniques. Techniques like incremental detailing and chain of thought prompting are particularly effective here, allowing you to guide O1 Preview through multi-layered architectural considerations. For example, incremental detailing. Start with a high-level outline of the architecture, then iteratively add details to each component. This technique allows O1 Preview to build a coherent, well-structured architectural blueprint step by step. Chain of thought prompting. Encourage O1 Preview to break down the architecture into logical sequences, helping it map out dependencies and connections more clearly. Key use cases with O1 Preview in GitHub Copilot: system design documentation. Producing high-level descriptions of system components, their roles, and their interactions to establish a cohesive blueprint. Module and dependency mapping. Outlining how different parts of the application will connect and depend on each other, ensuring modularity and reducing potential bottlenecks. Data flow and connectivity diagrams. Visualizing data flow and component interactions, providing clarity on how information will move through the system. While O1 Preview's slower response time may not suit the rapid, iterative nature of daily coding, its depth of reasoning is unmatched when designing project blueprints that guide the entire development cycle. Using GitHub Copilot's model selection feature, choosing O1 Preview for this early stage ensures that your project starts with a well-defined, robust architecture, setting a solid foundation for all subsequent phases. 2. Daily development and code creation. Everyday efficiency. Claude 3.5 Sonnet for coding and iterative development. Once the architectural framework is in place, the day-to-day development begins. This phase is all about building out features, writing tests, fixing bugs, and refining code iteratively. For this essential middle ground, you need a model that balances versatility and performance. Claude 3.5 Sonnet within GitHub Copilot is the ideal choice for these tasks, as it's designed to handle a wide range of coding activities while maintaining efficient output. Why Claude 3.5 Sonnet? Claude 3.5 Sonnet strikes a balance between context size, inference speed, and development proficiency, making it a solid all-around model for daily coding tasks. It might not specialize in any one area, but its versatility allows it to perform well across the board, from generating new code and suggesting edits to debugging and test creation. This adaptability makes Claude 3.5 Sonnet the best workhorse model in GitHub Copilot for everyday development tasks that benefit from a reliable, consistent output. Applying prompt techniques for code creation. To maximize Claude's coding output, you can employ prompt engineering techniques that fine-tune its responses to suit daily coding needs. Few-shot prompting and pattern-based prompting are particularly effective at this stage. Few-shot prompting. Provide Claude with a few examples of desired code patterns or structures to guide it. This technique helps maintain code style consistency across files or functions, useful when writing new features or refactoring. Pattern-based prompting. Use prompts that specify common coding patterns or best practices, helping Claude generate code that aligns with the project's standards without over-specifying each detail. Key use cases with Claude 3.5 Sonnet in GitHub Copilot. Feature implementation. Quickly generating and refining new functions and methods to build out application functionality. Testing and debugging. Writing unit tests, integration tests, and debugging code, ensuring that each part of the application functions as expected. Iterative development. Supporting agile iterations by making incremental changes and updates as requirements evolve. While Claude 3.5 Sonnet may not have the step-by-step reasoning power needed for architecture or the vast context window of a documentation model, its balanced capabilities make it the ideal model for daily development. With GitHub Copilot's model selection feature, choosing Claude 3.5 Sonnet ensures you have a reliable partner for the day-to-day tasks that drive the bulk of project progress forward. Third, real-time inline code recommendations. Quick and targeted O1 Mini for inline code suggestions. In fast-paced development environments, there's often a need for real-time assistance right within the editor. This is where inline code recommendations come in, providing small, immediate suggestions as you type. For these tasks, O1 Mini within GitHub Copilot is the optimal choice due to its rapid inference speed and ability to make targeted suggestions without sacrificing too much on quality. Why O1 Mini? O1 Mini's main advantage is its speed, allowing it to keep up with the developer's typing pace and providing contextually relevant suggestions on the fly. While it doesn't have the deep reasoning capability of its counterpart, O1 Preview, it's lightweight enough to offer fast responses, making it a practical choice for inline assistance. The key here is responsiveness, ensuring that GitHub Copilot delivers recommendations that maintain your development flow without slowing you down. Applying prompt techniques for inline recommendations. To get the most out of O1 Mini's inline capabilities, short and precise prompts work best. Techniques like template-based prompting can help guide its suggestions to fit specific coding patterns without requiring extensive context. Template-based prompting. Use concise prompts that set the context for O1 Mini, such as write a function that, which nudges it to provide straightforward suggestions aligned with the current coding task. Direct query prompts. When you need a specific answer or completion, direct prompts, like requesting a quick fix or completing a line, allow a 1-mini to respond rapidly and effectively. Key use cases with O1-mini in GitHub Copilot: code auto-completion, predictive suggestions to help complete lines of code, improving speed and efficiency in routine coding. Syntax and quick fixes, fast recommendations for correcting syntax errors or suggesting minor code adjustments in real time. Function recommendations, inline guidance for completing or refining functions based on the initial code structure. While O1-mini might not have the depth for complex problem-solving or large context tasks, its speed is invaluable for keeping up with the immediate demands of inline coding. With GitHub Copilot's model selection feature, choosing O1-mini for this role ensures that you get quick, effective assistance without interrupting your workflow, making it an ideal tool for real-time coding support. Fourth, comprehensive documentation and code-base analysis. Full context documentation, Gemini 1.5 Pro for in-depth analysis and guides. After code is written and tested, comprehensive documentation becomes crucial. This phase not only helps end users understand the application, but also serves future developers by providing a detailed understanding of the code base. For this purpose, a model with a large context window is essential to handle complex projects and maintain coherence across multiple files. Gemini 1.5 Pro within GitHub Copilot is an ideal choice, designed to process substantial amounts of content without losing continuity, making it highly effective for creating thorough documentation. Why Gemini 1.5 Pro? Gemini 1.5 Pro's extensive context window allows it to capture and retain coherence over large code bases, ensuring that documentation is both comprehensive and well-organized. Although it lacks the deep reasoning abilities necessary for architectural planning, its capacity to encompass the full scope of a project makes it perfect for documentation and large-scale code analysis. Additionally, Gemini 1.5 Pro can be instrumental in complex debugging scenarios. When a bug is buried deep within the codebase and hard to isolate, Gemini's expansive context helps it consider larger sections of code simultaneously, potentially surfacing insights that smaller context models might miss. Applying prompt techniques for documentation. To guide Gemini 1.5 Pro in producing cohesive, detailed documentation, structure and context-based prompts are key. Techniques like incremental detailing and outline prompting help ensure clarity. Incremental detailing. Begin with a high-level outline of the documentation, expanding on each part progressively to build a well-structured and coherent document. Outline prompting. Use clearly defined headings and subheadings in prompts to organize content logically, aiding Gemini in producing an accessible final product. Key use cases with Gemini 1.5 Pro and GitHub Copilot. User guides and manuals. Crafting detailed documentation to guide end users on application functionality. Developer documentation. Producing technical overviews and in-depth explanations of code structures, APIs, and libraries for future developers. Comprehensive codebase analysis. Summarizing and detailing module connections to ensure dependencies and critical functions are well documented for long-term maintenance. Complex debugging. Leveraging Gemini's large context window to troubleshoot complex issues embedded deep within the codebase. While Gemini 1.5 Pro might not be the best choice for reasoning-intensive tasks, its ability to manage large-scale context makes it invaluable for producing documentation that is thorough, cohesive, and easy to navigate. Using GitHub Copilot's model selection feature to apply Gemini 1.5 Pro in this stage provides comprehensive, accessible documentation, setting a high standard for usability and clarity. Conclusion: maximizing GitHub Copilot's potential across the development lifecycle. With GitHub Copilot's latest model selection feature, developers now have the power to tailor AI assistance to each phase of the software development lifecycle. No longer limited to basic code suggestions, Copilot has evolved into a versatile development assistant that can adapt to a wide array of tasks, from high-level architectural planning to real-time code recommendations and detailed documentation. Choosing the right model for each stage is key to unlocking Copilot's full potential. Here's a quick recap. For architecture and design, use the One Preview for its reasoning abilities, which excel in planning complex multi-step processes. This model is invaluable in the early stages, where thoughtful strategic thinking sets the foundation. For daily development, Claude 3.5. Sonnet provides a balanced, versatile approach suited for routine coding, bug fixes, and iterative updates, offering reliable support across a range of tasks. For inline code recommendations, O1 Mini offers the quick inference needed for responsive inline assistance, ensuring suggestions keep pace with your coding workflow. For documentation and deep analysis, Gemini 1.5 Pro shines with its large context window, making it ideal for comprehensive documentation and tackling complex debugging scenarios that require a broad view of the codebase. It's important to note that each model's strength often comes with a trade-off. For instance, while O1 Preview excels at high-level planning, its slower inference speed makes it impractical for rapid day-to-day coding. Similarly, Gemini 1.5 Pro can manage a large context, but lacks the reasoning depth needed for design work. Understanding both the advantages and limitations of each model helps you manage expectations and make strategic choices for each development phase. As models continue to evolve, these recommendations might change, but the principles for model selection remain constant. For instance, architecture and design require strong reasoning and multi-step planning. Daily coding benefits from a balanced, versatile model. Inline assistance depends on fast inference speed. Documentation calls for a model with a large context window. By focusing on these characteristics, you can make informed choices even as new models are introduced, ensuring that you always have the right tool for the job. GitHub Copilot, with its model selection capability, now enables a highly adaptable AI-driven development workflow, making it a true partner throughout the entire software lifecycle. Thanks for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a step into the future with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think, or if there's a topic you'd like me to explore. Until next time, stay curious, stay ahead.